Hey people, Intro here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Fend Unlock and Imperial Guard versus the Eldar. For the Blue Guard team, Fear is a Lord General fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue, strong defense and support on this guy, alongside Gringvin and an Inquisitor. An offensive hero with powerful control, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons, and rounding off the guard, DYSU and a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support fighting in melee, begins with a shield and can execute his own soldiers to encourage them. This is the Deathcore of Krieg DLC, and there seems to be a mistake with the capping here. The PowerPoint isn't being taken. There we go, they're moving now. For the Eldar, two Farseers. First up, EM7, and this is DarkAngel. Looks like the same color scheme, so I'm going to get confused. These ladies are support heroes fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. Rounding off the teams then, Toruello and a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control. Back to the mid, EM7, surprisingly for me, getting some Howling Banshees on the field. They're going to be facing a wall of lasguns and an Inquisitor and multiple Sentinels, looks like. So they could struggle to have an impact. Maybe the Farseer is going to go down, I think. Farseer falls. I was going to say maybe the idea is to have the Banshees operate on the edges of the map with that webways and stuff. But at the moment, they're going through the mid and they get a ground pound. That was from Gringvin Sentinel. Are the Banshees even going to survive this engagement? It's a lot of lasgun fire. I think they're okay. Maybe. Down to 11 hit points, but they make it out. Lord General getting awfully low, goes down. That means Derek and Nigel, his Stormtrooper buddies, are also down, which is sad. Double Sentinels for Fear. Yeah, I don't think I would have gone for the Howling Banshees, but what do I know about Eldar? Just like one more Guardian, and then straight into Shurikens and Rangers, I think. Rangers give you some good burst damage for the Sentinels. Can also disrupt enemy heroes with them. And the Shurikens are just good in general against Guard. Stops the Sentinels being aggressive and pushing up kind of thing. We do have a Shuriken on the field for DarkAngel. A setup team with a suppression weapon. You can't suppress the Sentinels, but they'll take huge amounts of damage if they get close to them, which is why they're good. Stop them pushing up. Triple Sentinels for Fear. Catachan Devils for DYSU. Lord General's been revived. He can reinforce his Stormtrooper buddies in the field. And looks like the Holy Brazier's up. Power weapon with some area denial. I thought maybe we'd see crossbow bolt pistol to really shut down the Banshees, but not yet at least. We got some guide on the Shuriken. 30% more damage and range, and of course the Warp Spider Exarch can use crack shot from his global bar. Here are Guardians actually from Toruello. Is that the same color scheme on the Farseers, or just very similar? Are they both Ulthway color schemes? I'm not sure. Back to the southeast corner. The Warp Spider Exarch is harassing those guardsmen. The rest of his force has gone mid. Can they get through 4 Sentinels here? I don't think Fear has got any ground pound though. No. Should really get the plus indicator, shouldn't they, when they have the ground pound? Inquisitor goes down, trying to melee stuff. We've got some grenades in from battle equipment. 3 mid, says Fear. Out, out, out. Sentinels, I think, gonna go down here. They tried to repair, but down goes the Sentinel. That was Gringvin's, who does have artillery spotters to help to shut down the Shuriken with the smoke shell and stuff and disrupt it with the regular mortar shell. Farseer was indeed revived. DarkAngel getting the XP there. Guide thrown on some Guardians for some reason. Oh, they want to shoot the Lord General. That's an easy, early use of Guide though, eh? Banshees on them too. It's one great thing Banshees can always do is really threaten heroes, especially early game. Down goes the Lord General again. Back to the mid. The line of Sentinels from Fear. Can they survive? If they can at least get to tier 2 with 2 of them, and then get missile launchers up, that could be quite nasty. All those frag missiles firing off could do some work. The Eldar, I imagine, will be looking for Wraith Guard and Falcon support and that kind of thing. And they have ways of dealing with Wraith Guard, of course. Ogrins can run in and melee them. You can also use the superior range of assault kit stormtroopers, especially combined with the Lord General's sniper rifle. Oh, guardsmen here wiping. Yes, they were trying to get into the bunker, maybe. That's going to be a repair bunker to support all these sentinels, I imagine. Oh, it's Gringvin's bunker. We're getting some manual repairs. 2-to-1 cap for Eldar. A decent start for them. I don't think they've lost a squad, and they took guardsmen down, took a sentinel down. There's tier 2 for Fear. The quick tier 2 did not get ground pound up. We may see triple missile launchers on these guys, which would be quite fun. Maybe straight into some stormtroopers, eh? With the assault kits. Shuriken gets guided so it can reach these guys and suppress them. But we're going to see a mortar shell. Yeah, you may have spotted the smoke earlier there. And then there's another Shuriken. This is DarkAngel's one. Toruello goes straight to tier 2. Only got the battle equipments up. And improved targeters. Any war gear for the Farseers? Yep. Spirit stones to try and support those Banshees, I guess. Or maybe just support the backline in general, perhaps. 421 to 500 on the VP. Shuriken doing some work. Pushing those Sentinels back. The Lord General can get armor to give suppression immunity, which may help out some Ogrins later. Sentinel's going to get stomped, maybe. Oh, do these guys even have it? They still don't have it, I don't think. They do all have missile launchers, and that's what it can do. Just exploded a bunch of Guardians, so the missile launchers allow you to switch between frag and crack missiles. This burst of 3 here are anti-infantry frag. It's bad news for clumps of Eldar. Shuriken there protected by some cover, and they are also hitting this garrison. Need to come at more of an extreme angle, I think. Yeah, none of them are getting through those shots. Grenades for the Lord General and Derek and Nigel. So one of them's down. 385 to 500. Strong start for the Eldar. Lord Commissar runs. He is level 2 with Aura of Discipline, so maybe we'll see some Ogrins there. Synergizes very well with them. Grenade is easily dodged. Can they get the Sentinel? They can get the Sentinel. That was DYSU's Sentinel down then. And one of these Sentinels may go down here, because Howling Banshees with their power weapons will do huge amounts of damage to them. Aspect of Strength is up. And they leave them alone, apparently. They're going for the Guardsman. Nope, they're running. Farseer's in there. But they're not too bothered about her. She's like got 30 DPS or something. Wraith Guard are up for DarkAngel. Toruello going into Warp Spiders, so he could use red to get more Warp Spiders called in from his global bar. Because double Warp Spiders could be nasty. There's a Bright Lance, and that Sentinel's getting very low. Down it goes. Rangers take it out with their long rifles. More Wraith Guard, this time for EM7. And Eldar retain the mid. Lord General down again. Poor Derek and Nigel. Capuchin Devils here are DYSU. And Fear does indeed go into Stormtrooper, so I think you should pick up the sniper rifle for fire on my target. Boost the range. Would also boost the range, of course. No, does it work on allied units? I forget. Maybe it doesn't anymore. Toruello with the heavy gauge death spinner to shut down that Lord Commissar with heavy gauge filaments. There's tier 2 for DYSU, the last player to go, and gets the Primaris Psyker up. Interesting. Maybe he wants to use Telekinetic Dome just to trade better in ranged combat, and he's also got a good basic attack himself, that Primaris Psyker. 338 to 490. Hammer of the Witches on the face of the Farseer. Banshee's running in, and they have their Exarch now. She's got that fancy spear. Oh, they left her alone. Maybe because of the Holy Pyre. Here's some Stormtroopers then. These days they do not get their frag grenade, but they do have really good range and DPS. 20% more range and reduces weapon cooldown. And it's delivered in a big burst, which is always great. Usually they get doubled up. Yeah, another Stormtrooper squad on the way. No sign of the sniper rifle yet. And here's the Wraith Guard. More Wraith Guard up now for EM7. There's 3 of them on the field. Bunch of retreating there. Nothing else yet for Toruello. Is he looking for the tier 3 now? Pretty close to it. Maybe he just wants to see a council. Because the Seer Council will rip apart the Lord Commissar, especially with very little war gear. 333 to 474. Still a 2-1 for the Eldar. Although, I was going to say that bunker is still up. They're going for it now, though. Wraith Guard with these Wraith Cannons will just destroy anything at relatively short range for kind of an artillery unit, which it kind of is. Very vulnerable in melee. And also, like there, if you kill their Spirit Seer leader, they get stunned. That leader grants them more vision range and speed. The Farseer herself will also grant that buff, which is why you see it on these Wraith Guard here. That blue swirly, because the Farseers are near them. 309 to 474. Tier 3s are up. DarkAngel and Toruello. EM7 delays Tier 3 to get the second Wraith Guard, which I think is worth. But we shall see. Farseer can support them, of course, with the Spirit Stone's heal, Spiritual Rites, and the Guide. There's that Primaris Psyker. With that awesome basic ranged attack he has that like flows between models and hits a bunch of them. And here comes the Codices of Wrath for Ethereal Wave. He starts with Terrifying Visions, I think it's called. That could be wrong. It's a thing that suppresses units. 281 to 474. There's those double Stormtroopers messing up those Guardians. And there's that Primaris Psyker attack. Look at that. If he gets the Diviner's Foresight, it will buff the damage of that too. The wave can be used to disrupt the Guardian weapon team, for example. The right lance set up right in the middle there. We do have a... Oh, we have a Manticore for Gringvin. Tier 3 for Fear. There's the sniper rifle for fire on my target. And there it is, buffing those Stormtroopers. And there's the Manticore strike. Guardians are guided. Got messed up. That was a really good shot, though, on the Inquisitor. And she goes down. Eldar retain the mid for now. A nice Aura of Discipline heal there for those Guardsmen. Look at the firepower, though, that the Imperial Guard can bring. Down goes the Farseer. That was DarkAngel. Heavy gauge on the Lord Commissar. Uh-oh. Haywire on the Sentinel. Can they finish it off? They can. I thought the Primaris Psyker was going to go into melee with them there. I'm not sure if I've ever seen him in melee. What kind of animations does he have? Who's this? That's some spotters going to cap the midpoints. Guardsmen over here. Oh, with flamers as well. Might see them push on then. DYSU with a heavy weapon squad. Heavy bolter in hand. They can get an auto cannon or a las cannon though as well. And a Seer Council is up for Toruello. Powerful melee squad. It's a bunch of warlocks that can leap on ya with power melee weapons and a really handy damage resistance aura to ranged fire that they also benefit from. And they'll be able to get into the face of this guard and really mess with them. Primaris Psyker. There's the Diviner's Foresight. More health regen. Gives you the increased damage on his basic attack and allows you to sacrifice health to power your abilities rather than your energy, which is interesting. Just saw Telekinetic Dome there. Gives some defensive buffs. I think gives a melee skill bonus too. Banshees have done well so far, to be fair. Haven't leveled yet, but they've been a bit of a menace, haven't they? Inquisitor throws up her mandate, but now it's gone. Level 3 she is. There's a good Hell Fury strike on us, on that blob of Guardians. Down she goes. Some Kashyyykin on the field now for Fear, keeping them with their hotshot las guns for now. Might be worth switching to Plasma. There's Plasma there. I was going to say to shoot the Wraith Guard, because Wraith Guard are heavy infantry. Plasma's coming in. There's a lot of damage on the Wraith Guard there, but they do hit back really hard. Almost whacked out those Wraith Guard there. That was nuts. Warp Spreader Exarch hits level 3. Padatrons with the disruption. What's the Farseer up to? Oh, she's retreating, I think. We have the Armor of Asurian. Tier 3 now for EM7 with triple Wraith Guard up. Making a little push on his VP, looks like. Artillery spotters chuck their smoke in. But it doesn't matter if the guardsmen get really close to you. What are they doing? There we go. Try and keep your distance, fellas. They've got plasma guns, which, as I said, will be good against those Wraith Guard. They're wiping out some Guardians there, I think, from DarkAngel. The Wraith Guard make it out. So does the Bright Lance. Didn't get onto the VP, though. 228 to 264. They did drag DYSU over there. And Eldar are making some grounds up on the southeast. Or are they? These guys are idle. They should be capping or bashing power or something. Or maybe they ran into this. That suppression. They can't really tough that out. I mean, maybe they can. Maybe they can brute force, get into range and do their leap. Fire Prism on the way for DarkAngel. EM7's tier 3 is almost there. DYSU got some more guardsmen up. Did not get Ogrins, even though Aura of Discipline and the Primaris Psyker synergize with them quite well. Because Telekinetic Dome gives more melee damage resistance than range damage resistance, I believe. And you get that melee skill. Could use it to trade with the Howling Banshees. That provides... If they stand there and trade with the Ogrins, I guess, though, you can always knock them down with User Ed. Make them stay in the bubble for a bit. Dark Reapers are up. Got their aspect, more range, and Reaper's Grasp. They are using the Star Swarm launcher at the moment, I think, which is the area of effect weapon. Which seems quite nasty there. They've also got the Star Shot launcher as kind of anti-vehicle and anti-larger units, perhaps. Rocket Run and the Hell Fury. Some good hits there, actually. Nasty stuff. In fact, I think it wiped one of the Wraith Guard because EM7's only got 2 now, unless it was lost at another point. Can they get a decap here? It's a lot of work they've put into this. They're keeping the blue team away from the mid, I guess. But can they get a cap or a decap? Guardians falling there. Rangers are going for it under infiltration. And looks like they get it. A Manticore Strike on the Bright Lance. The Fire Prism's really far forward. It has good range though. And some good disruption. Maybe able to stop some capping attempts here. Kashyyykin using their sprint to get around. Trying to switch to their melter guns. These guys can switch their special weapon as much as they like for free. But they are limited to 1. Now the Seer Council coming in for a flank. Kashyyykin don't want to fight these guys. Not many things do, to be honest. Slicing them up pretty good. Nice assist there from Toruello. VPs, says Gringvin. Yes, indeed. Pretty low on your VPs there. Guard, fellas. 164 to 425. Manticore level 2. Got some Bane Blades on the way. They still have 3 Wraith Guard, some Fire Prisms, and Eldritch Storms, so they may be able to threaten those Bane Blades a huge amount immediately. Webway doing some good work here, eh? Banshees on the warpath with a war shout. Stormtroopers flee. That's the time field. Makes that stuff run, but they are blobbed up for a Manticore Strike there. Also, the Lord Commissar's in. With level 5, this fella. With no weapon upgrade. Doing well. 158 to 425 on the VPs. And the Inquisitor uses her mandate, I assume, to get the decap on the mid. Brave Guardians. Can you get a decap, fellas? Looking for a grenade, I think. There it is. Right on the Kashyyykin. Kashyyykin survive it. Bane Blades are almost up. If they can get onto this Fire Prism quickly, they could deal with it. There's another Fire Prism from Toruello. 2 Bane Blades are out. There we go. Webway again being used. Gets those guys onto the front line super fast. Look at the map. It is super red right now. Bane Blades need to do a lot of work here. I mean, they certainly can. They've got 2 of them. Seer Council can switch to their heavy melee weapons. There we go. The empowered singing spears on the way. Awesome change for those guys. There's an Eldritch. Global nuke for the Eldar. Shutting down and heavily damaging vehicles. And the Wraith Guard are just opening up on it now. Triple Wraith Guard. They're going to deal with it so quick. Down it goes. Wasn't a whole lot that Gringvin could have done about that, other than just being way more patient and defensive in general and not sending it out this far. But it's not like it was sent that far, was it? Just trying to get stuff off the VP. But Eldritch into triple Wraith Guard, although one of the Wraith Guard I think wiped there. Eldritch into triple Wraith Guard. You are doomed. Nothing was there to tie up the Wraith Guard or anything. Primaris Psyker. Using the terrifying visions, I think, there. 131 to 45. Ouch. Down goes. That was a Bright Lance, I think. What level is that Lord General? Level 8. I think they're making a change. Well, they've made a change already. Because 2.11 is out now. I think your retinue also gets sniper rifles now on the Lord General. And he can get shotguns or something. Looking forward to see all of that. 121 to 425 on the VPs. Those Menace Wraith Guard again. No guide on them though. There's a Hell Fury. Spirit Stone Seal comes in. I still don't see a guide. Perhaps it's on cooldown. Oh wow, they're getting overwhelmed. With some plasma and stuff in there. Wraith Guard do make it out. So does the Farseer, or do they? No, they don't. That one didn't either, anyway. The other one did. Oh, this thing got messed up by something. What did all that damage? Maybe the Seer Council did. And that Fire Prison was there too. Doombringer up now for DarkAngel's Farseer. Heavy turret comes in. Desperate repairs for that Baneblade. Is that a Stormlord? Stormlord is up now for DYSU. That's going to be fun to see. More Wraith Guard for EM7. A D cannon up for DarkAngel. Why is it so far back? It's not even set up here. Needs to get that onto the mid. Oh, Fire Prism down. It got Baneblade in and probably got hit by this thing as well. Doesn't show me a range on this heavy turret, but it's quite long range. Does a massive amount of damage as well. Eldar all of a sudden looking quite depleted, and Gringvin has another Baneblade on the way. DYSU with a Kashyyykin squad. Might be turning the corner. There's the Stormlord. Has a Vulcan heavy Mega Bolter or something on the front. It's insane. Bad news for the Wraith Guard. It's really strong anti-infantry. And you can reinforce off it, I believe. I'll phase and nuke them, says Toruello. Indeed, he does have the phase armor. There it is. Now you can time this to drop a nuke in right after it. Oh, it's gone down. But you do get some damage resistance after you've been phased. There's the nuke. Eldritch Storm comes in. Can they finish off this Baneblade here? Seer Council are on it. Dark Creepers are there with their Starshot weapons as well. Crack shot on them. Telekinetic Dome thrown onto the Baneblade. Seer Council are getting tossed around a bit by a creeping barrage. They have to leave. They may go down. They do. The Seer Council are wiped. Wraith Guard onto the Baneblade, getting some rear armor hits. It's so close. Down it goes. I'm not sure what got the last hit there, but down it goes. Maybe it was one of the D cannons. So the Stormlord is still up, and Gringvin does bring out another Baneblade. We got a bunch of retinue fellas on the Lord Generals as well now. Although, oh, they all perished, did they? That's a singularity. That may finish off the Lord General, actually. Oh, he's too far away. Stormlord pushing up. Ripping through these poor Rangers here. And they wipe. triple D cannons for DarkAngel, triple Wraith Guard for EM7, another Seer Council for Toruello. Look at the resources for EM7 here. Also gets Seer Council. I mean, I think a bunch of Wraith Guard is still to play. Maybe you chuck a Bright Lance in, but that could easily get Manticored and stuff. Gringvin, recognizing the threat of all those Wraith Guard. I mean, I'm sure they were recognized a long time ago. But does get some Ogrins up to try and force some melee combat, perhaps. 74 to 413. On the VPs. Is the Psyker still alive? He is. So he can maybe support the Ogrins with the Dome if he spots them. Here we go. Seer Council, they don't have their heavy melee weapons yet, but the Wraith Guard are sure there. That bunker is a repair bunker, so those guys are getting some free repairs. That's an Eldritch. Does it wipe out the heavy turret? Not quite. Shuts down both of the super heavy tanks though. Dark Creepers are there with their Star Shot launcher. The Wraith Guard are there. Rocket Run comes in. Decent hits, but the Storm Lord is taken out. Seer Council were in there with their heavy melee spears. In fact, 2 of them were in there. Oh no, are those fellas going to get away now? Perhaps. Oh, they do make it out. 46 hit points, they made it out. Now, Ogrins won't like to see the Seer Council. They generally get ripped up by them. But at least I guess they don't have their power melee weapons anymore, which would be even worse for the Ogrins. Wraith Guard being chased off, that's what those Ogrins need to do. Have their bonehead leader. That is a singularity. Turning some guardsmen into mulch to fertilize the land. 74 to 311. Can't see anything going on. Oh, look at this. They decapped the Eldar's natural. Was it the Inquisitor, maybe? Using her mandate. She's almost level 7. She's doing well. Lord General is level 10. He has really poor damage on with his infantry, but he's only got Stormtroopers and Kassakan left. They're both level 4, though. So they are doing huge amounts of damage. And the Lord Commissar level 8. All these heroes have done well. Level 6 Farseer, level 8 Farseer, and a level 4 Warp Spider Exarch. Can DarkAngel get some Seer Council as well now? I don't know if they can stop 3 Seer Council running at them. They don't have any suppression, although the Baneblade can suppress, I think, with his heavy bolters. They've got the Ogrins, and they do have an Inquisitor. Oh, but she's gone for Interrogator's armor. No Excruciators, no crossbow bolt pistol. She can't do much against the Seer Council, actually. Bullgrins are in. Ogrins upgrading into the Bullgrins with their... I think they're called slab shields or something. Electrified slab shields. 74 to 295. Triple Wraith Guard in play for EM7. Farseer. Oh, it's got Gravity Blade. Was that in response to the Ogrins? Or was it already there? Who knows? Well, maybe you guys know. Look at the range on these guys. Hell guns for the Kassakan. Removes all weapon cooldown. Nasty. Going back to plasma guns for now, though. Manticore Strike. And a telekinetic dome. Trying to come in from an angle here, the Eldar now. Baneblade wants to stay the hell back. Try and keep it at a maximum range. That's a singularity, I think. Trying to get away from it. Primarius Psychic is dragged in. 74 to 264 on the VPs. What level are these guys? Almost level 4 Dark Creepers. Pouring on the damage. Seer Council tossed around a bit, and they do run. There's a Reaper Barrage, which suppresses and knocks back. It's really nice. Can they get a decap? Oh, there's an improvised explosive there. From the Catachan Devils, which are somehow still alive. Look at level 3. I mean, from the lore, we shouldn't be surprised. Farseer, you're going to fight here. Oh, here comes a bunch of stuff. Triple Wraith Guard. Can they suppress those Ogrins? Or the Bullgrins? Eldritch. Eldritch on the Baneblade. Hell Fury dropped in. They got rid of the Bulgrins and the Ogrins really well there, actually. D-Cannon getting those long-range shots in. Another Stormlord on the mid now from DYSU. And here comes a Stormblade. Don't get to see that super heavy tank very often. More Fire Prisms coming out. DarkAngel does not go for the Seer Council. What is Wraith Guard doing? Why are they so close to stuff? They're trying to just get a decap there, maybe. 56 VPs remaining for the Guard. That's a singularity, which should stop the cap. Indeed it does. Lord Commissar shown up and he's not happy. He's got the Fist of Brockus. And Bionic Eye. I think they changed the Fist of Brockus to give him some hit points now. The Lord Commissar. Unless that was taken out. I may not be remembering the final patch notes. Update notes are in flux until they go live, I guess. Another Fire Prism. There's going to be 4 Fire Prisms on the field. That could make it very difficult to cap for the Guard. Here's a Stormblade, though. The Bulgrins have weapon knockback immunity, I believe. But I think the Fire Prisms might do ability knockback. I'm not sure. I think that might be something they're changing, though. They're only going to have weapon knockback when they use the user shield thing now. There's a Stormblade then, with a giant plasma blast gun on it. It can't actually move the gun. It needs to move the entire vehicle to aim it. It does pack a punch. Another Eldritch. How many have there been? A really good hit on the levitation field there, by the way, on the Farseer. But the Ogrins and the Bulgrins keep going. That's what that big blast gun can do. Baneblade pushing up alongside the Stormblade. Fire Prisms a bit wary of the Bulgrins and stuff because they will tear it apart with those power mauls. Another Hell Fury. Oh, there's Doom on the Bulgrins, so they run. See a Council going after the Baneblade. They're on the back of it, but they're trying to get on the back of it. Can they finish it off? No, they can't. They are running 56 to 168 on the VPs. A decapping Farseer here. Sorry about the little cut there. Had to go cough a bunch. But I've returned. Nurgle has released me. And that Baneblade has gone down. 56 to 149 on the mid. We got some blue stuff. It's the old Catachan Devils in there. Look at that. Wraith Guard on the way for EM7 again. The Seer Council are what? Level 2. Where are these ones? Almost level 4 on these ones. They get like 3,800 hit points level 4. It's kind of nuts. I think it's 3802, which I don't know how they get those weird numbers. Okay, 2 to 1 for the Guard. They still have 2 super heavy tanks, and they have Ogrins and Bulgrins, a Manticore, a bunch of high level heroes. Really surprised. No Excruciators, no crossbow bolt pistol would help shut down the Seer Council, eh? And the enemy Farseers and stuff, but we haven't seen them. She's liking this Interrogator's armor for silently on the Ogrins and Bulgrins, I guess. The old Inquisitor. More Ogrins on the way, this time from DYSU. Eldar on the mid with a Shimmer Orb thrown up. 56 to 113. Seer Council racing through. Absolute madness. That's a singularity in there too. That's going to pull in the Seer Council, isn't it? It does. Forces them to retreat. The Stormblade is almost down. Seer Council racing after it to finish. And it does go down. Levitation field on those Bulgrins and Ogrins. Another good hit from that Farseer. Who is that? That is EM7. Now an army of fire prisms taking down the Stormlord. Vehicle superiority here for the Eldar. One fire prism blows up as soon as I say that. Ogryns and Bullgryns looking to smash this one up too. Couldn't quite get it done. And the Seer Council on retreat path takes out the Bullgryns. What a crazy fight. More Ogryns back there, look. That was an ethereal wave, but way too late to affect those Seer Council. Maybe that was an earlier order and he wasn't quite in range for it. Oh, they got phase shifted. The Seer Council run. Is he gonna like Eldritch this Manticore or something? Nope. He just wanted to annoy them in classic Warp Spider Exarch style. Fear is down to just Kasrkin now, with the Manticore on the way. So many super heavy tanks have gone down. And this web waste keeps popping up on this northwest corner. Ogryns here. Getting knocked around. They're not going to be able to cap with the fire prisms there. They're all using their explosive shot, as it's called. There's the Lord General with a bunch of retinue fellas. He's got the Commissar guy there, but he's not throwing the shield up. Singularity coming in, Manticore Strike coming in. There's a Singularity. Tosses them off the cat. And Webway being used by Elder Wraith Guard. Who is it down there? Oh, the Inquisitor's down. Trying to grab this VP, look. Bullgryns. Just getting absolutely wrecked. Good grief, down they go. They got suppressed and then time fielded, and I think that's locked them in place. So good rocket run. Wraith Guard tough it out though. I guess they're high level, are they? Yeah, got some level 4, level 3. Nasty, nasty Wraith Guard. Manticore backs off. Seer Council trying to take on the heavy turret, I think. The heavy turret does have vehicle armor, so they're going after it with those empowered spears, but they are in a bit too deep. What can these Kasrkin do here? Do the Kasrkin have frag grenades? I think they do. I know they have a melter bomb or a crack grenade or something, but I'm pretty sure they have a frag. Can they get one on those Seer Council? No, they run. 28 to 104. Have the Eldar done enough? I mean, looking at the armies, they sure have. They did get depleted at one point, but they came back really strong. Great to see a whole bunch of Wraith Guard doing work. There's an Eldritch, takes out the Manticore. Shuts down the Baneblade. That is Gringvin's Baneblade. DYSU with Stormtroopers now. Seer Council having a go. And there's another phase shift. Down to 10 VPs. 1-to-1 cap now. Lord Commissar with Doom on him. Gets the decap. And some grenades take the Farseer down a bit. Eldar are getting their natural VP back. A bunch of Ogryns are trying to get it, I guess. Manticore gets away from the Singularity. Not that it's much of a threat to vehicles. Another Singularity. Mines dropped in. The Guard are not quitting, that's for sure. And there is a Purgatus. Levels up to 9, the Inquisitor. Maybe she can use her Mandate to get a decap. If she can stay on her feet, that is. There's the Mandate. Still getting knocked around. Just absolutely harassed by that Seer Council and the Fire Prisms. Down to 7 VPs, the Guard. Seer Council are capping the mid now. Is that going to be enough? The other Seer Council are pushing, taking down the heavy turret. Still one over there. Now they're trying to get onto the Manticore, I think. Maybe. Primaris Psycho's slowing them down. They're still in there, though. Using Strip Soul there, I think. The Eldar take it. Oh, an awesome fight. Really back and forth. Level 10 Lord General. He's level 10 for a while, wasn't he? Level 9 Inquisitor. Level 10 Lord Commissar. The Farseers were 10 and 10. And the Warp Speeder Exarch, level 6, did have power blades at the end. Maybe that's what he was doing in the back there. Phase shifting a bunch of vehicles all the time, trying to hit them with his power blades. Awesome stuff. There you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for knocking out a faction war for us. I'm not sure if it was planned or just came together by happen chance, but it was awesome. And I'll see you guys next time.